We're here to do a workshop about consent, and that's us asking the question, what is consent and how come it's hard to do? And then how can we get better at doing it?
For me, I think consent is like when you have a mutual understanding with people, regardless if they're like your friends, your partner, just you know each other's boundaries and what to do and what not to do, kind of a thing.
The words that come to my mind with respect to consent are happiness, your willingness, the energy.
I think it also means feeling very safe and also not feeling any pressure.
Safety, mutual, respectful.
Discipline, fear, aggression.
Consent to me is permission and choice.
It means, I suppose, boundaries. It also like the ability to have clear communication, I think, and a level of self-awareness.
So we have a lot of people from Limerick, Clare and Tip, all of the areas that Rape Crisis Midwest covers, living and working in the community, come together to talk about how do we talk about consent, how do we understand consent, how do we broaden that conversation generally in our communities, and how do we use that to strengthen our relationships.
We-Consent is a new long-term national campaign. We want to strengthen everyone's understandings of consent. We want to bring more consent into everyone's lives by getting everyone to think about consent and to talk about consent. We think consent is the backbone of healthy relationships. We think it's about respect, we think it's about equality, and we think it's about having fun whilst keeping everyone safe. We want to work together to make sure everybody understands and values consent wherever they are on their journeys of learning. It's for all people, in all situations, in all relationships. One of my favourite parts of the workshops is watching everybody learn something new about consent, because we all have something new to learn about consent, and it's watching people realise that consent is not a niche topic, it's everywhere in their lives all of the time.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed today. It was eye-opening, made me really more aware of what's going on around me, but not only what's going on around me, what's going on around my kids and my sister and my nephews and my nieces. I'm very more concerned about, do they know what consent means now?
Now think of consent more consciously, and I will be more aware in several situations that I might be in, and more importantly, to be aware of other people in the room or in the pub or in the whatever situation it is. I'll be aware that they're safer as well.
One thing I learned from this workshop was that I always thought about my willingness. It could also be about the other person's willingness.
I think my learning from today is, I think that it is our duty as grown-ups to actually open up the conversation so that we take away all of the compliance and all of the inherent, guilt and shame and all that we carry, that so many of us carry, that we actually just open the doors to a new conversation.